We are counting down the 5 maintenance habits quietly wrecking your motorcycle's resale value, all based on what buyers and dealers actually look for. From trust-killing oversights to costly mechanical slip-ups, even small mistakes can slash thousands off your asking price. Which routine errors are putting your investment at risk, and how easily can they be fixed? Let us kick off the countdown with the quickest win you can score, starting at number 5. A missing service binder does more damage to your resale price than most owners realize. When a buyer sits down to negotiate, and you cannot produce even basic maintenance paperwork, trust evaporates instantly. Dealers and private buyers alike start running through a mental checklist of what else might have been skipped: oil changes, brake fluid, tire replacements. Without proof, every claim you make about care or upgrades is just a story, and buyers know it. That uncertainty costs real money. On a $5,000 motorcycle, expect to lose $250 to $750 off your asking price, simply because the service history is unknown. Dealers routinely deduct for the risk, and private buyers will either lowball or walk away. The fix is almost effortless. Start a simple binder or folder today. Gather every receipt, invoice, and photo you can find. Oil changes, brake jobs, chain service, even do-it-yourself work. Write down dates, mileage, and what was done. Organize it chronologically. Add a 1-page summary up front, and keep a digital backup. This single habit can preserve 5 to 15% of your bike's value, and it costs nothing but a few minutes of your time. For anyone planning a sale in the next year or two, a well-kept binder is the fastest way to erase buyer doubt and justify your price. Download our free checklist, print it, and start filling it out with every service. The next owner and your wallet will thank you. A motorcycle left uncovered through the winter is an invitation for rust to take hold. Moisture seeps into every crevice, turning shiny bolts and exhaust pipes into pitted reminders of neglect. Even a few months of exposure can leave chrome peeling, fasteners frozen, and springs covered in orange dust. Paint fades under ultraviolet rays, rubber seals harden and crack, and plastic fairings lose their luster. But the damage is not just skin deep. Batteries left unattended slowly discharge, then die for good. Corroded terminals and sulfation mean the bike will not start come spring, and buyers know a dead battery is a sign the owner cut corners elsewhere. Fuel left untreated turns to varnish, clogging injectors or carburetors and leaving a sour smell that is hard to ignore. A first start after months of neglect often ends with sputtering, a rough idle, or no ignition at all. For a buyer, these are warning signs that the bike will need hundreds, sometimes thousands of dollars just to get back on the road. Dealers call these project bikes and knock 30 to 50% off the price, regardless of mileage or upgrades. Preventing this spiral costs less than a single repair bill. A battery tender, fuel stabilizer, and a breathable cover run $100 to $200 for a complete winter kit. Add 2 hours to change the oil, top up fluids, and inflate the tires, and the bike emerges from storage ready to ride. These simple steps halt corrosion, keep the battery alive, and protect the fuel system. For any owner hoping to sell at full value, proper storage is not optional. It is the difference between a premium listing and a salvage discount. Aftermarket modifications can seem like an easy way to make a motorcycle stand out, but they often do more harm than good when it comes time to sell. Non-OEM exhausts, cut-down frames, or flashy bolt-ons might attract a few niche buyers, but most shoppers are looking for originality and reliability. A bike with a welded subframe or a loud, non-compliant exhaust can fail inspection in some states and trigger insurance headaches. Insurers routinely flag frame or exhaust alterations, sometimes refusing coverage or raising premiums without warning. For many buyers, those risks are deal breakers. Cheap aftermarket parts tell their own story. Rust spreading from a bargain exhaust or poorly finished levers signals to a buyer that corners were cut, and that suspicion often extends to the rest of the bike. When a dealership or private buyer sees mismatched paint, rough welds, or missing factory parts, they start running the numbers on what it will take to restore the bike to stock. The cost to revert modifications, especially framework or engine changes, can range from $400 for a basic swap to over $2,000 for more involved repairs. Some buyers will not even bother negotiating. They will just walk away. The best approach is to keep modifications tasteful, reversible, and well documented. Bolt-on upgrades like slip-on exhausts, custom levers, or LED lights are fine if you keep the original parts and can offer to return the bike to stock. A folder with receipts and photos of any changes reassures buyers that nothing was hidden. Permanent modifications, frame cuts, loud pipes, or engine swaps shrink your buyer pool and invite inspection headaches. When in doubt, stick to changes you can undo or explain, and always keep every OEM part. That flexibility can mean the difference between a quick sale at full price and months of lowball offers, or none at all. A slack, rusty chain or a set of worn, cracked tires tells a buyer almost everything they need to know before they ever ask for the keys. Chain condition is one of the first things a dealer or experienced buyer checks. If there is more than 1 inch of slack at the midpoint, or if the links are orange with rust and stiff to the touch, the verdict is immediate: replacement needed. Expect $200 to $400 off your asking price, since a new chain and sprocket set is not cheap, and buyers factor in both parts and labor. Tires are just as revealing. Even with plenty of tread, a tire stamped with a DOT code from 6 or 7 years ago is a silent deal breaker. Rubber degrades over time, losing grip and flexibility. A buyer who spots a DOT code showing week 24 of 2017 knows those tires are past their safe window, no matter how they look. For most bikes, a replacement set runs $300 to $600, and no serious buyer will ignore that cost. Some will use it to hammer down your price, others will simply walk away. The fix is straightforward, and it is one of the fastest ways to erase a major red flag. Clean the chain with a dedicated cleaner. Check tension with a simple ruler. Most bikes call for 1/2 inch to 1.5 inches of play. Then, lube thoroughly and wipe off excess. Check the DOT code on the sidewall. If the tires are older than 6 years, replace them before listing. Document the new rubber with a photo and a receipt, and mention the date in your ad. These steps do not just save you from lowball offers. They prove to buyers that you care about safety and mechanical health. In a tight negotiation, that is the edge that keeps your bike off the project list and at the top of a buyer's shortlist. Pulling the oil dipstick on a used motorcycle reveals more than just maintenance habits. It exposes the engine's true condition. Clean, golden oil signals regular care, while thick, black sludge warns of neglect. Old oil loses its protective qualities, letting grit and carbon grind away at pistons and bearings. Even a single missed oil change can start a cycle of wear that leads to expensive repairs. An oil and filter change runs $30 to $80 and takes less than an hour, but evidence of neglect can drop a sale price by hundreds. Buyers see dirty oil as a sign of hidden damage, not just skipped maintenance. Brake fluid tells its own story. Over time, it absorbs moisture from the air, a process called hygroscopy, lowering its boiling point and turning clear amber fluid into a cloudy brown. Spongy brakes or corrosion around calipers and master cylinders are red flags. Manufacturers recommend flushing brake fluid every 2 years, a service costing $50 to $150. Skipping it risks seized calipers or a failed master cylinder, repairs that can cost several $100s. Dirty brake fluid is easy to spot and often leads buyers to expect a full brake overhaul or to walk away. Coolant is often overlooked, but its condition matters. Old coolant loses corrosion inhibitors, allowing rust to form in the radiator and engine. Checking the reservoir or radiator cap reveals the truth. Clear, bright coolant means a healthy system. Murky or rusty fluid means neglect. A coolant flush every 3 to 5 years, costing $20 to $100, protects against head gasket leaks and overheating, failures that buyers dread, and that can end a deal. Leaks are the final warning. Even a small drip from the engine, brake lines, or coolant hoses suggests deeper issues. Dried oil stains or coolant residue are evidence of problems beneath the surface. Fixing minor leaks and refreshing fluids before selling is not just maintenance. It is proof the engine, brakes, and cooling system have been protected from hidden damage. That trust is what secures a premium sale. Across all 5 habits, one pattern stands out. Neglect isn't invisible, and buyers spot it instantly. Your bike's value pays the price. In motorcycles, maintenance isn't just about performance, it's about protecting your investment. The real cost of cutting corners shows up the moment you try to sell. ride smart.